Boom! Back at ya with your boys, little boys, big boys,
All
small
kind of boys.
boys, all types of boys. No homo though. You know what I'm saying? None of that pedophile shit. We're here. We're healthy. Corona free. We had it for a little bit, but we bounced back like champions. Here with my boy Hector Zuniga.
And we're back.
And we're back, man. We are here and we are fucking good to go, man. The backlighting looks fucking amazing.
That looks
son.
really nice. I want to see what this looks like after when we post the video, but it looks looks minty.
I went balls deep in Adobe.
Oh,
And
did
I
you?
found out filters that we could put on, like crazy fucking
Yeah, yeah,
filters. And you could slice the filters to like a few seconds.
Really?
And put like multiple filters.
Oh, sorry about that.
That was
guys.
terrible,
I'm
dude.
so sorry.
I gotta bleep that out like 'cause it was like a F bomb or something. Beep.
That's gross.
Really? Yeah, man.
Okay, that's good. Well, what in Premiere or After Effects?
There's some in After Effects, but mostly it's Premiere.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
There's Premiere and there's ones that you can get from the cloud that people made already.
Yeah, I've seen those.
So
Tho-
that
those are really slick.
Yeah, that's another interesting fact. I also think that we should definitely think about, in a week or two time, get another arm like this, because that bullshit that you fucking like, aesthetically pleasing, it's not fucking nice.
What?
The microphone arm.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I'm like, what arm?
That should be the guest's arm that's like stationary.
the shit arm.
Yeah, and then you should get another one of this, or probably it's
Yeah.
going to be me,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I'm the funding fucking sponsorship here,
Okay.
and it's going to be one of this, and it's going to be a Zoom,
Yeah. Okay.
and then we'll give that to the guest.
Yeah. Sure.
We'll give the shitty headphones to the guest. Fuck it.
I like it.
Fuck it. Slick is going to be the first guest probably. Trying to get him on here.
Probably.
He's probably not going to be on camera, but we'll just record him
He'll
and
be.
he won't even know.
He'll be like somewhere there. You just won't be able to see him.
No, we'll record him. We'll just won't tell him.
Nice with that watch shot.
Oh yeah,
like
buddy.
that.
Just dude, when I see a watch like up here on a dude, it's like the same guy that pulls his pants to his belly button. It's the same dude. Like, why
nice,
you gotta
though.
be so high up, man?
Looks nice though.
Yeah, it looks good, but lower it down a little bit. You know what I'm saying? If you saw a girl wearing a fucking G-string and it was on her shoulders, would you be like,
On her
oh.
shoulders?
Yeah, she just like
Yeah, I don't know about
strapping
that.
them on. Like you'd be like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Yeah, man. So how is the Brown Pride Parade, son?
Brown Pride Parade? I don't know, man. What are you talking? What am I, Cain Velasquez over here?
I don't know, dog, but you've told me
Brown
some
Pri-
relations that's
Brown Pride
have taken over since last week.
over my chest here.
Yeah, some pigmentation that's came into your life, son.
Pigmentation. into
That's
my life.
right. That's right. We're going to biology, son. This is
Biology. Huh?
Educational.
Yeah.
This is very
Yeah.
educational.
Is that so?
Educational, indeed. So you don't want to talk about that?
What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
All right, we'll move on to the next one.
What do you got?
You saw the fights?
I saw a bit. I saw a
So,
bit, and I
yeah.
saw the highlights.
So we got two
Another DQ.
back-to-back DQs. My
Jesus.
position is so different than his position because UFC does this as a sport.
Yeah.
So they have to insure it, and it's WME, so they want it to be PG. So there's extra.
They just want money.
Yeah, they want money, but they want it to be PG because PG equates to money. If it's more
That's right.
open to more people, then
Exactly.
more money.
More people,
right?
more money. That's the
Exactly.
idea.
So that being said, there's certain aspects of the game which is like kind of blurry. The whole like 3 points on the ground, 2 points on the ground, knee on the ground,
Yeah,
blah blah
yeah.
blah. The guy had one knee with Peter Yan and fucking what was that guy's name? Ajax. Whatever the fuck his last name is. Who gives a fuck? But
Aljamain Sterling.
Aljamain Sterling.
Aljamain.
Okay, so he had a knee on the ground, he
Yep.
had a foot on the ground, and two hands on his head. He's just standing there.
Yeah.
Okay, and he's not. He's like this. That's not defensive. Okay, first of all, he's not covering himself up.
Nope.
So the fight should have been stopped right there. I blame that on the ref, and I blame it on Jan's head coach was telling him to hit him, and I just think that kind of shit with these bullshit specific rules will make it even harder for like legitimate fights to happen because people will be waiting like 3 months. Let's say Jan is not that much of a fucking cash grab,
Yeah.
but still you'll have these situations that will come up with a Conor McGregor with a like big cows, big bulls of the game, right? And that's not what you want.
Yeah.
Guy waited 3 months, paid $80 to watch a fight, and you get DQ'd in 30 seconds.
I
Like,
know.
fuck
It's
you.
twice in a row. It's not.
Fuck
not
you.
not a good
Your
look.
main events both got DQ'd. Fuck you.
Not a good look.
It looks terrible. It
Yeah.
looks terrible, and
Yeah.
it's like it just goes back to fucking Dana White. You got to change the fucking rules up, but like, cause he's chairman, right? He should put this at the thing. And another thing is like different organization. Sorry, not different organization. Different committees
Yeah.
have different rules. Like California has different rules. Vegas has different rules. Blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
You should put this on Fight Island only during Corona. They should only be in Fight Island. Because of this, production's usually better
Yeah.
because it's a smaller arena. Everybody gets tested. The corona's not a problem.
Mhm.
Another aspect is the rules are less vague, right? And they should put ahead an actual statement with the actual, like, I know they have, but they should clear it up a little bit more because it can't be like a knee on the ground is the same as two hands on the ground or one hand on the ground. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
what is the exact fucking rule? I'm sure there is one,
Mhm.
but it should be better. It should be more justified.
I think if they go to Fight Island, that's just man, because that shit's expensive. That can't be cheap. Hosting a fight there all the time,
It's not cheap, but it's
and then
better.
it also fucks the fighters too, because the fighters now have to commute their ass to Abu Dhabi.
They have to do it anyway for that 2 week shit.
No, I know,
They
but
have to do that right now anyway.
one thing is me flying to Vegas or driving to Vegas.
They still have to do that. They still have to go there. Wait, what's the difference?
No, I'm like literally flying to Abu Dhabi,
You don't think that they get reimbursed for the money
No.
for the travel? Yes,
No,
they do.
no, they don't.
Yes, they do.
and I
They do
guarantee-
because they get asked how many people, how many coaches are
Yeah,
coming
exactly.
with them.
And they
Exactly. So they
is
get
that just
they
for
get
Corona?
reimbursed.
Because they've never gotten that before.
Before the Corona, that wasn't the case.
Yeah,
but
exactly,
now
'cause
during
all
the
those-
Corona,
all those
it's
guys
the
are-
case because I don't want to get up and go to fucking Saudi Arabia if I'm fighting fucking
Yeah, of course not.
if I'm fighting the top heavyweight whatever the fuck or top bantamweight
yeah.
whatever for 10-10.
Of course,
Right? I'm doing a 3-month camp. I'm paying my bills. I got a wife. I got kids. Blah 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 blah. Or I got a husband or whatever the fuck it may be. Your case may be. But if I'm fighting for 10-10, I'm not paying for fucking room and board.
Yeah, well, that's the problem that these guys have is that they always,
Schaub was saying
they
that
were always paying for room and board for not just them but their whole fucking team.
Brendan Schaub fought Krokop
Mhm.
near Krokop's no, let's not lie to ourselves.
It's
It wasn't
not-
in his
no,
prime.
It's not his prime.
But it was he was still Krokop.
Yeah,
Better than now.
Sure. Okay.
Okay? For 8-8.
Isn't the minimum like 15 and 15?
Not now it is.
Yeah.
Back then it wasn't.
8 and 8?
8-8. He got
Wow.
his ass whooped by Nogueira, Little Nog.
Yeah.
No, Big Nog, sorry.
Okay.
Big Nog. In Brazil.
Yeah.
14-hour flight
Yeah.
for 10-10. Listen to these fucking stories, bro. 10-10.
I can't believe it.
And that guy has major CTE right now. Like, Schaub has legitimate CTE.
Most of these guys do.
No, like, Schaub is the top, like, he's one of the smartest guys. For a meathead, he's one of the smartest. If you look at how he sponsors himself, how like, the connections he's made,
Yeah.
you need to be a certain type of guy to get a guy like Rogan or Brian Callen or these other guys on your team
Okay, fair enough.
for you to get there.
Yeah,
You can't just be some retard, right? You have to be
Yeah.
like in a certain aspect in a certain way. So you got to give it up to him, regardless of that fact. He has major CTE. I've seen he's got better now because of all these stem cells he's fucking injecting. But I remember 2 years ago watching a couple episodes, and he would stutter like a fucking mule, bro.
You get better over time with that kind of thing.
Yes, but he also has a fuck ton of money. Just his fucking GT3 RS is like fucking $300,000, bro. It has 900
Top-
horsepower.
Top of the line Porsche.
GT4 RS, but no, it's not top. It's not,
GT3? He's got a GT3?
it's not top now. There's GT4.
Well, now,
RS,
yeah, but when he got it, that was top of the line.
yeah.
yeah.
Plus it was purple. And
Yeah,
then he
yeah,
got
that's what I'm
his
saying, yeah,
exhaust
GT3
manifold and
is-
stuff done, and you got.
That's the standard. Shit, son.
Yeah, man. So I just think that they should change the rules up a little bit to make it more realistic. A guy can't just stand like fucking like this
Yeah.
and just stand there. Like that's bullshit. I just don't think that makes any sense. And the one thing that they're saying is like, okay, like bare knuckle brawling. You're scared of my fucking knuckles, but you're not scared of my fucking shin hitting your face? Are you kidding me? You know what kind of torque I can make with my legs?
It's not about that, man. Is that
Dude, I
it's-
deadlift
it's-
525.
It's not about that though. It's not about the
What is it then?
the force. These guys, when you do bare knuckle brawling, your face is gonna look like it gets put through a meat grinder.
No, but that's
the
aside from the
problem.
that's aside from the point. Is my point is this? Okay, fine. You're right.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's a thing.
Fine. For aesthetic purposes,
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
But you're still gonna get way more head trauma.
But that's not the concern. It's not the head trauma.
The
'Cause
the
they know-
concern with
Because
the,
you know
the
you're getting it out
concern,
of the way.
yeah, but the concern with the knee on the ground shit
Oh yeah,
is
sure.
head trauma,
Yeah, yeah.
right? But if you don't, okay, then don't stand like that. Go on your back, do some jujitsu.
Okay.
You know, move away. And if you cannot do that, then you cannot defend yourself. So then, by definition, the fight's over.
I honestly think the
Sterling fight was
it's
fucking
not-
bullshit, man.
it's why
And I think he was a straight up fucking actor.
What-
Like in the end, he started crying and shit like a pussy. Like get
I
the
don't know,
fuck
man.
out of here, man.
there's a reason why they took out soccer kicks. It's not because it's not dangerous or that it is dangerous. Simply because it just looks fucking brutal.
I've landed a soccer kick.
It looks brutal.
I'll tell you a story which is gonna
It looks brutal.
which is gonna actually double up on what you're saying.
Like
Um,
if you're watching with your boys and you're all about that life, fine, whatever. But if you're gonna bring in like new people to watch this, and you see someone kicking somebody in the fucking head when they're on the ground, you're like, what the fuck are we watching? It just looks fucked.
Well, pound for pound, like person to person,
Mhm.
there's more CTE in boxing than in a year.
But it's not about that
More
because
guys.
people don't care about what they don't see. Straight up, football is probably the most dangerous sport in the world. When
Well,
it comes
doesn't that
to
say
CTE.
something about the society that we live in?
Yeah,
rather
but
than the
people.
fucking-
But this is just a money decision. People are just be like, okay, what's gonna pay?
So we're just a couple of shallow guys with a shallow company that's just trying to make some shallow.
That's what
money.
it is. Yeah, for these
All
guys, right?
Then fuck them.
Right.
Then
That's
fuck
what it
'em.
is. Because
Then
like,
fuck 'em.
if we're talking about like the purity of the sport and all this other shit,
Period of the sport, 100%, 100%. This fucking bullshit with the fucking knee down
Mm.
takes away from a real fucking fight. It's not realistic.
listen, a real fight.
Either get up, go down, or get up. Like
real fight.
the-
There's no ref. It's just vale todo, and then until the last guy says, "I'm done."
no, but that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is this: he shouldn't be able to just stand. He shouldn't just be able to be on his knees and just wait like that.
Yeah, sure.
He should either go on the ground or get stood up.
Mhm.
I think that if you don't want to do the soccer kick shit, if
Yeah,
you
yeah.
don't want to do knees and you want to make money, change that rule up where he has to either get up
Mhm.
or go down. He's not taking a he's not doing a takedown.
Yeah, yeah.
So what does he need to be on his knees for?
Yeah.
He just basically he is using the rules in a way where he's
Yep.
not getting hit. So he's abusing.
Well, that's the thing with any sport is that as soon as you establish a set of rules, even the best guys will want to game those rules.
Okay, but as a corporation, as a committee, as a sports committee, it's your job
To change the
to
rules.
change the rules so
accordingly,
it's accordingly, right?
Yeah.
So that's it makes sense. Okay, so let's not be fucking, crazy fucks and do soccer kicks.
Yeah.
Okay? Fine.
Bring that shit
Fine.
back. Pride rules never die,
Fine.
baby.
That makes sense. But let's not fucking let these guys abuse the rules too and just fuck around.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. And this aspect of like old and new kind of goes back to like old school traditions,
Yeah.
man. You know what I'm saying? Like old school shit. Like, I grew up more old school. I think we can tell on this, like based on our group
Yeah,
of
sure.
friends.
Yeah, yeah.
You know how I was raised. My mom's a savage. I'm a savage. I grew up in a savage environment. So you grow up in a certain environment.
Mhm.
Initially, before I hit puberty, I was actually like not as much. Before the testosterone hit my ball sack.
Probably, man. You're a fucking kid.
Yeah, like I remember like grade 5, 4,
Yeah.
6. There was things I've seen, but it didn't affect me yet. I
Right.
wasn't aggressive yet. I wasn't aggravated yet.
Right.
And then when the puberty hit,
That just
the experience and the hormones clashed together, and we became, just not
it's like a
a
fucking
good part of society.
superhero villain.
Not really, but like you start doing stupid shit.
Yeah,
Because
fair enough.
Anyway, so it goes to if I had to look at 7 billion people
Mhm.
and look at their lifestyle, right? How they were raised, their role models,
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
the situations they were raised, and then look at like their partners that they picked or the ones that did pick a partner.
Okay.
And I could literally fucking do a draw diagram of like this makes fucking sense because of this.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay? For example, you
Mhm.
will always attract people that made a accountable difference in your life as far as role models.
Okay.
And then there's the vice versa, where people get the opposite
Mhm.
because of trauma.
Mhm. Mhm.
So let's say you have your girl or your guy or whatever, you had a
Yeah.
bad dad, bad mom or something.
Mhm.
You'll try to get the opposite of that to completely retract how you felt with that person at that time when you were a child.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So like for me, right? No real serious relationships.
Mhm.
It's a fucking reason for that,
Yeah. Yeah. Sure.
right? I see marriage as a money grab.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You know, whereas guys like you, no disrespect,
Mhm.
more traditional based as
Mhm.
far as, you know, you would get married in a Catholic church.
Yeah.
Right? I would probably have to tell the guy, like, I don't want that little plastic fucking shit that they put on your tongue or whatever the fuck. What is that?
Plastic.
What is that?
What, communion?
Yeah, but
That's
what?
bread.
Yeah,
It's just
but
bread.
it's not real bread though.
It's like it is bread. It's like
It's cancer's bread, bro.
no, it's
It
like
does-
cancer's bread. It's
no,
like
cancer-
it's just packaged bread is all that is. It's like dehydrated and pressurized, so it comes in
yeah,
like
it
little.
sounds fake as fuck.
It's not.
okay?
It's made of real
Why
shit.
can't we just eat pita bread, bro? Why can't you just cut a piece of pita bread,
You
warm
can't
it up in the
Because
microwave?
pita bread goes bad.
What? And that shit doesn't. So it's
It
fake.
does. It does. You have to put it in the fridge actually.
Oh, okay.
I remember back when I was like an altar
But do
boy.
you see what I'm saying?
prepare that shit.
It's the most unnatural type of bread. It's the most
not-
unnatural
It's
type
not.
of
Nu-
bread.
it's not fucking like supposed to be for nutrition.
It's supposed to be symbolic for
yeah,
like
exactly.
Jesus'
yeah, body of Christ, all that
body
stuff.
of Christ.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Jesus.
Anniversary coming up soon.
Yo, so when was he actually dead?
Nobody knows, man. You can't know, right? They didn't use our calendar back in the day.
This
That's
goes
the,
back to episode one.
that's the
of
other
when-
problem.
Of when this motherfucker was saying, we know when he died, there was these
No,
people
no.
that knew when
Roll
he
it
died.
back. Roll it back. I said we know he
Uh,
was alive. We know he as a person was
We
alive.
knew he was a guy. We don't know how much of a difference he made or what his contributions were.
What I'm saying is Jesus Christ as a human being was alive. Straight up. like that.
100%.
That's the only point I was making.
Okay, fine. But the reason you follow it is because your parents follow it, and the reason they
Yes.
follow it is because their parents.
Of
but
course.
initially, there was somebody that believed in your lineage,
Mhm.
right? That taught forward and forward until your parents that taught you that this was actually something to believe in because he had some type of miracle aspects to him and the way he
Uh,
ran things, right?
Every believer now will have some of that. The thing is,
Fair.
the thing with religion is, man, that is if you can ever have a truly rational conversation with somebody about religion, it's fucking fascinating, man, on so many levels. Like the amount of ingrained culture and history that religion has is insane. So like nowadays, politics and money are religion.
Right.
Not in the
Money, really.
oh, and politics too, because
Well, politics, people wouldn't go into politics if it wasn't for money.
what I mean is like back then you didn't have politics. You had
Mhm.
kings and queens, you had royalty, and you had the church. There's no such thing. You didn't elect a party. You were
Party was monarchy, yeah.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you weren't electing anybody. So like your politics was the monarchy and other countries, and that. But that thing you didn't get news back in the day. Like what fucking news are you gonna get? You live in a stone house with no fucking way of communicating with the outside world. So all you get is like your immediate
Stone
circle.
at best, bro. That's at best.
You know what I'm talking about? Like, especially
Yeah.
depending on which part of human history and in which region in the world you're talking about, whether it's European, Middle Eastern, Chinese, North American, you're gonna have
I get it,
right?
yeah.
But there wasn't like news. Like your
No.
fucking news was talking to your neighbors and like going to the town square every once in a while. Like
Yeah.
your whole bubble was a lot smaller. So like politics was just your immediate. And what did you see? The religion,
Which
or
is, yeah,
the
okay.
church as a religion was the politics and the money of the day.
Mhm.
So I'm not when I say politics and money or religion, I'm saying like people aren't praying to like money, like, oh, I'm praying to the dollar, or I'm praying to fucking Joe Biden. What I mean to say is that it is what you work for. It is what you live for. A lot of people live for money. A lot of people
100%.
live for politics.
100%.
But back then, religion was all of that.
Mhm.
Like the church in Europe had control over money. they had control over the monarchy at some points in history.
Right.
The church actually had control of the Church of England or the Kingdom of England or France even. It gets crazy to see if you go back in history just how embedded religion was in people's lives. It wasn't just something that you went to do Monday on a Sunday to pray for
Year-round,
2
24
hours.
It's a lifestyle.
Like they were
Yeah.
the rulers, really.
Right.
Like you lived and died by religion. Like if you were excommunicated, your life was essentially over. If people nowadays get excommunicated from the church, big fucking deal. Whatever, move on. You find another church to go to.
I believe this, but this is another reason why I say I have a hard time believing in religion is because people who set it up were such a long time ago that their actual aspects on what life is was so off, because it would have to be. It would have. If I talk to if my grandpa, fucking rest in peace, he was a good man. If I talk to my grandpa today and he was alive, I guarantee you there'd be aspects of what the fuck he's saying that's fucking way wrong, way off.
Well, that's the thing. Like what?
Right? And that's only what, like the last 100 years. So just think about if you're taking this back 2,000 years, right? People didn't, just like you said, right? People didn't have an aspect of exterior morals that they got from a news source, or morals that they learned from living life. If you're living in a small town somewhere, right, you only have exposure to a certain amount of people.
Sure.
So what religion brought to the table was moral values initially. Now, that being said, there's a lot of quirky ass bullshit that's on, like,
it's generally relevant to the day.
Okay, but listen to this. There was a story I read that it was actually in the fucking Bible when I was fucking in there, because there was no fucking real books in there unless you went on Thursday. And if you read all the books,
what are you talking about?
Don't worry about nothing. We'll bring this up when we're actually producing the fucking real shit.
Okay.
We'll go deep into where this is. All right. So I started reading the Bible because I got nothing to do, right?
Yeah.
So
Were you reading Old or New?
Old. There was Old Testament.
Old
Testament's actually more interesting.
Old Testament is fucking nuts.
Savage.
Holy shit.
So this God, these two kids were making fun of this guy for being fucking bald, right?
Yeah.
And then God, fucking grabbed two Rottweilers or whatever the fuck kind of fucking dogs, and killed these two kids for making fun of the guy for being bald. That's fucking redonkulous, bro. That's the dumbest shit I've ever fucking heard.
Can I tell you something else, though? Like, something real quick to that?
What?
The Old Testament was written in a time where people didn't actually... I think I mentioned this before. People didn't record history the way that we do. So, essentially, everything in the New Testament, they're all stories. They're all stories. None of that is an actual event, if that makes sense.
I know that.
These are all just like the way they talk about
the
us.
New Testament is just...
the New Testament is more like this happened, because it was in a time of history where people actually would record.
Would you say the New Testament is more metaphorical or the Old?
Old Testament for sure.
Okay.
The New Testament does have, you know what a parable is?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, so they have parables 100%.
Okay.
But they, at least in the New Testament, you can kind of see a sense of time. There is a sense of time.
This is not a very good point, though, Hector.
What do you mean?
Because, I mean, even that being said, would I lay my life's on the fucking parables and fucking shit from... When was the New Testament made?
0 AD, like around the time of Christ. So zero, we're in 2020, like in zero, time zero.
When was the Old Testament made?
No one knows how far back it goes, but you're probably looking at least like 2,000 years.
Okay.
Maybe
so,
we'll say 1,000.
Okay.
We'll
okay.
say
Let's say
they say 6,000, but that's hard. Yeah.
All right.
That's where creationists get the idea of like the Earth is only 6,000 years old. It comes from that because right.
Yeah.
But that's the other thing. The Old Testament doesn't actually say dates. It doesn't say like 2,000 years ago.
Because they didn't know shit, dude.
Because it's not they didn't know shit. They just didn't record time like that. That's not how they worked.
But they also didn't know enough. Like, okay, a guy, there's a level. There's the stock market. It goes up, goes down.
Okay.
Functionally, people from like the 1800s to the 1920s, educationally, if you studied, you were a student, you had enough money just to study, you're probably a lot smarter and well-rounded than guys like us.
Actually, a lot of people would argue that.
But before that, it was a huge fucking drop of fucking dumbasses and shit, because people would just believe whatever the fuck you said, because there's no real way of proof testing what you're saying? There's no internet. There's no
Mhm, mhm,
nothing.
mhm. Yeah, yeah.
You can say whatever the fuck you
true.
want.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
fucking Jesus Christ. I'm Moses.
Sure,
Whatever the
sure.
fuck. So that being said, is more reason why I wouldn't want to fucking believe it, because this is shit that they came up with years ago.
Mhm.
Now at mid-20s, am I dumb enough to fucking not have morals? No, I know my morals. So what the fuck do I need this for?
You think you know your morals.
I do have morals.
No,
This
I
is
mean,
why I have morals. This is why I have morals.
But I mean, like, you think
You
you know
fuck
your
up-
morals. You might in 10 years rewrite those morals for yourself.
100%.
So the thing with the religion is that at least gives people continuity.
Okay, but with that continuity comes with some silly ass rules too.
So here's something that I forgot to mention earlier.
Ash Wednesdays.
Everything that
silly fucking rule.
everything that not everything, but most of the things in the Bible that were written, especially Old Testament, were written relative to the time era in which it was written in.
So I say there has to be a second New Testament that's relative to now, because even the New Testament is not relative to now.
Some yes, some no.
A lot no. I would say more than 70% no. If I read 5 pages of it, there'd be 4.5 pages that doesn't make fucking sense for now. Of course, Hector. You can't say that. Is there good aspects of it? Yeah.
Sure.
But there's also 1,000 million books that I could bring up and go pound for pound with the fucking New Testament and say, yeah, there's good
And
fucking aspects.
what are those books referencing?
I'm not saying I'm just saying books in general.
Yeah, but what are those books coming off of, right? So a lot of people argue that people will follow the Bible because a lot of these books that you're talking about that are written now or even within the last 1,000 years, they all derive from Holy
A fiction book about
from Holy
some
Scripture.
sci-fi shit doesn't do that.
Yeah, they do, because where do we go back? Remember what I was talking about, how it is so culturally ingrained?
So you're saying that in every country in the world there's some type of aspects of the New Testament or the Old
No,
Testament
of religion.
of religion.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
Because
There's aspects of the world that there's no religion though. No?
I actually don't think so, man. I don't think
Religion as we know it.
I don't think
No.
we've actually seen a culture as of yet that doesn't have some form of religion in its culture. I'm not saying everybody's going to believe in it.
I think that goes back to our fear of the afterlife.
Sure.
And I think that if we actually knew that, there'd be chaos. If we actually knew they wouldn't be able to control us. If we actually knew for a fact,
Mm-hmm.
we had some type of device to show us, like, okay, my grandpa died. What happened afterwards? What happened to his,
Sure, yeah.
Spirit?
Mhm.
Did it go in the ground? Did it turn to DMT? Did
Yeah,
it flourish into a tree?
Right.
What happened?
Yeah.
Government wouldn't be able to push us. I think that's another reason why.
Well, no, they still would.
They would and they wouldn't, because even the guys that work for the government, there's guys that work in the government that enforce the rules, such as cops, such as SWAT,
sure.
such as these guys. There's things that they believe in, which is why they get up every morning to do their job.
Okay.
Now, if those aspects of what they believe in are directly correlated with what they think of the afterlife,
They're not, though.
but they are though, because of this. Why do you want to be a good person?
No, this guy waking up to do whatever the fuck it is, he needs to live.
Okay, but
Why does he need to live?
he could
Because-
also be a if you're
because-
SWAT, okay, I got one buddy that's in SWAT,
Okay.
okay? And in Canada they call it emergency response team.
Mhm.
Okay, so he was part of the VPD, fucking tremendous athlete.
Yeah.
Right? Fucking 20/20 vision.
Okay.
Type of guy that you could do, like, we're talking about Air Force and
Yeah,
there's
yeah,
only
sure.
certain
Yeah, yeah.
he was one of those guys.
Okay.
So he got selected, got in, blah blah blah. If he saw that what he's doing is actually criminal,
Mhm.
and there's nobody judging you on what you do, those guys could be legitimate missionaries.
Okay.
Missionaries make millions of dollars for a 12-day fucking mission. Right? Millions. Like the crew gets millions. Like they get funded like a motherfucker. And there's a reason why these Blackwater guys, it's a billion
Mercenaries.
mercenaries. Sorry.
You said missionaries. I
Sorry,
was so confused. I'm like,
sorry.
got their nuns making
Mercenaries.
raking
Sorry.
millions.
Sorry.
All right.
And the reason they don't do that and they fight for the good guys is because of the moral values of the afterlife.
Okay.
Now, let's say all these guys,
Okay, I
they
see where you're going with
understood,
this now. Okay.
all these guys understood there's no real, you know, negative aspects of being that way or not being that
It's
way,
like-
right? Um, I don't think that's catching on the thing though.
no.
Okay, good. So fuck it. um, yeah. So let me just finish this point.
Yeah, sure.
And that goes across the board for a lot of people,
Mhm.
right? You know, maybe not politics. Maybe those guys are fully corrupt, all of them.
Yeah, yeah.
But again, we are the ones that giving politics power. If we revolted against any kind of government, we'd have different type of government. But it's the fact that we think that this government is fine or this systematic way of doing things
Sure.
is fine, is because we believe that this goes along with the afterlife idea. This goes along with the
Mhm, mhm.
ideas of other things that we learn.
Yeah.
So all in all, there is a pyramid or a schematic
Mhm.
of the society that we live in that's based on the afterlife. And most people, even my mother that went to prison for being anti-religious,
Yeah.
still believes in the certain morals that the same religion that she fought against
Yeah.
has in it.
Right.
Because she believes if you're a good person, that's what you're supposed to be.
Yeah.
What if that's not the case? What if being a good person is actually foolish? What if being a good person is somebody taking what's yours,
Mhm.
right? And what if you knew that for a fact? Would you be different? 100%. You're a good guy.
Mhm.
You're a really good guy. You're a lot better than me.
Sure.
Would you be the way you are if you knew the fucking things you believe in are absolutely bullshit? I don't think so. I don't fucking think so. We think that our actions make legitimate effects on us on the afterlife. What if I told you there's no afterlife?
Mhm.
What if I told you what your actions do make no fucking difference in what happens to you and your body and your spirit? What if there's no body and spirit? What
Then-
if you're
then I
just a
think
fucking animal that can fucking communicate to us?
Then I
We
think that-
can't talk
then-
to.
then
You know
it
how
goes to
dogs can communicate to each other?
Then it goes to the next thing. It goes to whatever is most beneficial for you on Earth.
Exactly. So the most beneficial thing on earth might not be the most morally accepted thing.
But it also might. There's a reason why certain things.
I think it'd be
continue.
straight up chaos.
I
Bro.
think it wouldn't, because that would literally be self-destructive.
What's the reason? What's the reason?
Sustainability. What you just said about it would be fucking chaos. That's great, but then that's literally self-destructive. And that
It is and it isn't, because
it
the
is.
world. Hold on, it's self-destructive to a point, right? Because we don't know what that would be like systematically. How do you say it?
systematically.
Systematically.
Yeah.
Because we have lived in a life where everything has been the same for so long, and we only see life working in a certain way. I wouldn't even know what life would be if I don't have to pay taxes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know what life would be like. For example, what if you don't have to pay taxes, but there was a portion of your day, of your week, of
Mhm.
your year
Yep.
that you had to contribute to your community? That you had to drive some fucking salt truck and fucking salt it for free,
Mhm.
but you're not paying taxes. Would you do it? That might be the difference. But in order to get there, it'd have to be a revolution. It would have to be a chaos.
Yeah.
Be a chaos factor in there. So just to fucking finish this up, I don't think you're wrong.
Mhm.
I don't think you're wrong in believing. I think that everybody fucking believes in whatever the fuck they want to believe. But I also think that this might not be the best case scenario of living life.
Mhm.
I think that there's black holes in our ideas, and I think there's fucking gaps in the way we think right now, and there's really no answer. Like, why the fuck do I have to pay 50-40%? My fucking wage, taxes. How much less would I have to work? I would literally have to work. I could retire in half the time. Like the normal retire age is 65.
Sure.
I could probably work from when I'm 20
Mm-hmm.
and retire when I'm 35, 37,
Mm-hmm.
and have the same funds as I would if I'm 65 because I don't have to pay the taxes.
The tax, yeah.
So would that be a lifestyle improvement? Hell yeah. Imagine being 37 years old and having all the funding you need until you're dead. Would that be better or worse than now? Of course, there's going to be negatives that you get from it.
Yeah.
There's going to be things you have to do during the week that you don't have to do now. But I think that, it's kind of like this. It's most simplified. It's like this: working for someone or working for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Working for yourself, you might have to pull some 14-hour days.
Mm-hmm.
But you get the treasure end of the tunnel. Fucking rights you do.
Mhm.
Same thing here, right? We leave things for the government to do. We have no control over, like the corona, all the shutdown
Yeah,
shit.
sure.
A lot of people are tired of it.
Mhm.
You listen to the radio, 90% of these soccer moms are like, I'm tired of this. I want to go see my mother
Yeah,
in
yeah,
the
yeah.
senior home. And they can't because they're not the designated person to see their mother. What if
Yeah.
their mother dies? So the whole systematic thing that your whole life you believed in
Mhm.
killed your mother.
Yeah.
And you couldn't see her. Fucking ridiculous.
Mhm.
Your mom's gonna fucking die anyway. She's 89 years old. How much longer is this bitch gonna live?
Yeah, yeah.
Not that much longer. But you want to follow the rules until then? What if you never get to see her again? You're still gonna follow the rules?
Some do.
Some do. Is that the right thing? I wouldn't.
Mhm.
Would I get a couple of felonies trying to see my mom at senior home? I wouldn't even put my mom at senior home for that aspect.
Well, then at that point you don't have to worry about it.
But again, different aspects of that.
Yeah.
Again, systematically, this goes back to I'm butchering that word, but
Try
I'm
it
trying to be
4 times.
smart. I'm trying to be smart.
Don't
with
worry.
what I'm saying.
That's what I'm here for.
Exactly. I'll leave the readings to you. This goes to food too, right?
Okay.
This goes across the board to food, and it's not just paying somebody to make your food, right? It's the ingredients.
Yeah.
It's the health, the aspect
So you're
of
talking about like going to get something to eat
Exactly.
anywhere and then making it yourself.
exactly.
At what point do you make that decision for yourself? Like, what are the driving factors that make you say, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna go
This
fucking
is-
around the street to
this
buy
is
some
different.
shit?
This is different. This is different age group to age group.
Fair enough.
I'll tell you
but
right
for
now.
you, what's the decision? Like today, what did we do? We
Time is a factor.
well, no, I was gonna have you answer the question. We bought Timmy's again. Shout out to our sponsors, although they're not our sponsors, but we want them. Timmy's.
Fucking guys.
But
Cheap guys. We
if-
tried to reach out to a guy. He said no. He said I'm just an employee here.
we're gonna have to reach out to someone else. So
Yeah.
Timmy's corporate, if you're listening, do consider us.
Yeah.
We'll shut you guys out. So
And like and subscribe, Timmy's.
we bought Timmy's again for
Yeah.
breakfast, which we usually do. But the reason was just time, right? So
And another thing, I set my alarm clock
you got fucked.
for 8:45.
Systematically, you got fucked.
I woke
Hold
up
on,
at
on your phone?
7:45 on my phone.
It it.
Yeah, but it's an hour later. You fuck.
No, I know,
Get it?
but if you set it for 8:45,
So I woke up at 7:45 is my point. You
Oh,
understand?
like you feel that you did.
I know that I did.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean. Sorry, but like on the clock, it still said 8:45.
8:45,
Yeah, okay,
but I
okay.
wook up
Yes.
and I saw. I'm like, why am I still fucking tired?
Okay, yeah, I get you now.
I'm
Because
like, I had 9 hours of sleep.
no, you didn't. You had 8.
Nope, I had like a fucking week 7 or something. 'Cause
Yeah, yeah.
You toss and turn and
Yeah, sure.
you dream about that pussy that it's
That
at
you
the
didn't
gym
get.
that
Yeah,
you
yeah.
never got, and then you're too scared to talk to that bitch, and you lock yourself in the trunk.
Oh, shit. Lock yourself in the trunk. I'm pretty sure you
You
lock
lock
yourself
your
out.
keys.
Yeah, there you go.
lock your key. That was terrible.
That
I can't even explain that story. That was
That
so
was-
embarrassing.
That's embarrassing, man.
That was the most embarrassing thing. Cause like if I ever get to know this fucking
She
person,
had to listen to this
and
shit.
she listens to this, she's like, "Oh, this guy's a fucking loser, man."
She's gonna be in here one day and you listening. What are you listening to? Your podcast, and you're like, oh fuck, which one?
Oh fuck, we gotta delete these.
Yeah.
Yeah. So again, money grab wise, there's a limit. I think there's a limit of like how good you want it to be, right?
Yeah.
There's a limit to time management. There's a limit to laziness.
Do you think that what would get you to eat out more often? Do you think if price or overall like food choices or like how good the food is?
And where we live,
Yeah.
not that much good choice in food.
So do you think good choices what
If we lived
would
on
be
the
getting?
East Coast, if we lived in like
Yeah.
Atlanta or New York or New Jersey or
You
something,
think you'd be eating out more?
yeah,
Yeah, right.
because the prices would be cheaper.
Right.
That's for one, and the food quality would be better,
Yeah.
right? You could, you've been in New York, right?
No, not yet.
Okay, New York, you could walk down
I imagine
148th Street. You can walk down Bronx. You can walk down Queens,
similar to
downtown
LA.
Queens.
Is it like LA?
No.
Since like
No, it's
food
more like high rises and shit.
no,
like
but I
that.
mean in terms of like food availability.
better.
Really?
24
'Cause
hours.
I know
sometimes.
LA is great.
LA is actually better than here, but not that great.
Interesting.
Like
Okay.
2 a.m.
Yeah.
Not much you can get.
Fair enough.
and it's so spread out that
Well, that depends also where in LA, right?
geographically, LA is terrible because to get from
True.
East LA, like basically,
Where east, bro?
uh,
Pasadena or what?
no, um, Inland Empire, right? That's basically
Because I'm thinking
Chino,
yeah.
Chino.
Bro, that's far.
To get from, but
that
that's
even,
LA.
Is that even LA?
But that is LA.
Is that
But
even LA?
That's like saying
That's LA County.
that's like saying Maple Ridge is not Vancouver.
It's not though.
But it is though
It
because
is-
it's
it
part
is
of
and it is.
it's
Yeah,
part
yeah.
of the greater.
It's Metro Van. I know.
Okay,
I know. I know
exactly.
what you're saying.
So to get
It's just
from
funny because like if I go down and like see someone in LA, yo, you're like Chino, like the fuck.
okay, so LA is like LA. I could
It's
be wrong
spread.
here.
It is spread. Though.
LA is like Chilliwack to West End.
Oh, in terms of like actual size.
Like it's probably even. It's probably
You know what's fucked is that it's
probably even bigger than
it's
that.
skewed for me in my head because of how fucked the traffic can be. So sometimes it might take you an
No, you
hour
just no. Fuck all
to get
that.
from here to
Just
the
look at
whatever.
a map.
No, I know, but I don't have that in my, I know what it looks like.
Yeah.
But then to lay over hours, I think
If you just count the
I think it's a bit bigger.
kilometers,
I think
if
it's a
you-
bit bigger.
Probably bigger.
Yeah.
But my point is
not
that
not too much.
okay. But my point is like guys like us, we're not balling. We're not gonna be living in
Yeah, sure.
nice fucking places. So
Mhm.
we're gonna live out east.
Yeah.
Most of the food is not out east.
Mhm,
Most of
mhm.
the food's out. To go from, you catch a fucking train,
Yeah.
you catch a subway in New York, and get what you need in 30 minutes.
Yeah. That's big.
Like accessibility, transit wise,
Mhm.
New York, probably top 3 in the world.
Yeah.
Top 3 in the world. I'd say London.
Yeah.
I'd say New York.
Mhm.
I would say us. Like people don't understand how transitly accessible Vancouver is. Vancouver is very transitly accessible.
Yeah.
You can get anywhere by fucking just a fucking bus pass.
Mm-hmm.
But again, they closed down early because of the
True.
West Coast. They're
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
soft,
Yeah. Okay.
right? New York, dog, you have bodegas,
Mhm.
fresh lobster,
Mhm.
3 a.m.
Mhm.
No joke.
Yeah.
No joke. You get fucking fried rice, fucking Chinese fried rice, fresh,
Yeah.
4 a.m.,
That's crazy.
right? There's that aspect of New York.
Mhm.
New York is always alive,
Mhm.
right? You'll go downtown New York. You'll go to Manhattan. You'll go wherever. You go Central Park and you'll see the buildings. Fucking 4:30 a.m. This guy's still working on a Tuesday night.
Yeah.
There's that aspect where it never sleeps, but LA
And so
sleeps.
for that reason, you will have food available essentially.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
If you have demand, you
Yeah.
have to.
Yeah.
have-
Yeah.
So LA doesn't have that same thing. It's not as business
Yeah.
minded.
And we definitely don't. So yeah, that fucks us. So you think if it was more available, like the East Coast, probably would eat out more.
And you got to get paid more, right? You got to get paid more.
Well, that's the other thing is like
'cause
the price of food, right? Because
price of
in
food is
some
more.
places, like in Asia, in some parts, it's actually cheaper on par with you just eating out versus like you
yeah,
actually,
but it's
you actually-
quality of food probably shit.
actually pretty good for that.
But Hector, you
Cuisine.
can't say that though. You can't. You
No,
for
I'm
you,
not saying
for the
that.
money. For
I'm
you,
not
yeah.
saying that.
But if you're a local
People
there,
there are saying that.
okay.
That's
but
what I
hold
mean.
on.
Is that people there?
Are they following up with like where they're getting the food from, where they're going, the aspects of it, like how it's getting how they're getting that food. Like
I'm
do they
talking
see
like
every
a
aspect?
dish that they would like to make normally. So let's say if you're in Vietnam and you're making like the pho noodle soup, you can get that because in the spots where we would go in
Mhm.
Vietnam, yeah, it's not quite the same because we're going to like a touristy spot, so it's not going to be that cheap. It'll be
Right,
cheap
because they
for-
know
It'll be cheap for us though. It'll be like, whoa, this is fucking great. But then the locals will be like, yo, but
that's not that
in
bad.
my area,
Yeah.
this is it's fucking cheap. So for them, going to the fucking corner and getting like the old abuelita to like fucking make that soup is actually more cost beneficial for them to do it than to fucking actually spend time, buy groceries, and like make it at home.
Makes sense. Makes
so
sense.
that's interesting to me because
I think there's more inflation in New York and stuff.
oh no, 100%, and that's why like when you look at like the West Coast, like sorry not West Coast, but like Western culture,
Yeah.
it's a bit different, right? But in some countries, and I think I've even seen similar in South America, where in some places it's actually it can be in your benefit to actually eat certain foods outside on a consistent basis.
I believe that.
So like breakfast, it'll actually make more sense for you to just get breakfast in like the bakeries and the shops because it's really cheap for them to make, and it's quicker. So it just makes more sense for you to get it there than you to try to make some fucking breakfast at home and then take it on the go kind of
I
deal.
believe that. I believe
So
that.
I found that really interesting because these people are now locals, consistently eating out
I believe
for
that.
like breakfast, sometimes for lunch, dinner they'll do at home.
Yeah.
But a lot of like breakfast and lunch, doing out.
There's another aspect of it though too. Like you know, I can go anywhere in the world. It's not gonna match my mom's cooking.
Oh yeah, that's true.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
yeah, yeah.
so there's that aspect of like you know, and you know, our parents aren't young. I don't know. Your parents are in their 60s?
Yeah.
All right, my mom's in her 60s, right?
Okay, yeah.
She's a strong woman, you know what I mean, but she's not the healthiest woman in the
Okay.
world. So the aspect of you know, how much time I got with this woman is another factor that I put in there when I say like, hey, do I have to go out or whatever?
Yeah,
Rather
yeah.
just go eat at my mom's,
Right.
right? So there's that aspect, but all in all, if we got paid enough where it didn't matter,
Mhm.
you know, I mean, we both get paid pretty well, but
I know what you're saying.
to an aspect
yes.
where like we're making, you know, deep into the six figures.
I think at that
where
point you
we,
could say
we almost have like, you know, close to $1 million salary yearly.
because like
Where money is not an aspect.
imagine, okay, so like if you had to eat out for every meal of the day, this is exaggerating because even
Yeah.
if you could, I don't think you would, but
Right.
if you ate out for every meal of every day, that would run you let's say $20 for lunch. Decent.
That's bullshit, but yeah.
No,
okay.
I'm saying like reasonable. Like now, like you can get
You're
a
not gonna get good quality food.
you
in
can get
Vancouver.
okay $20. I'm not saying no drinks, just food. Well, it's 25. Let's say 25.
25
Okay,
bucks, yeah.
25. Breakfast 15.
I'd say 25 all around until dinner.
And then what's
Dinner's
dinner?
probably like
30.
35, 40, depends.
Okay, let's say 35.
Like, bro, like, listen.
No, 'cause
man,
I think
how
that
many
breakfast
nice
is a bit
places have you been here?
well, like how like nice or
No,
like,
no, I'm saying like quality food. Like you have a quality steak. What did you pay?
Yeah, it's a lot though. Steak is expensive. I'm
But,
thinking.
okay, you get a quality
Okay, fine. Let's say
salmon.
let's say 20 breakfast, 25 lunch, 35 dinner.
Fine.
Let's just do that.
Fine.
So 20, 20,
50. You got 85. Your math's
Yeah.
garbage, son.
Yeah. No, because I'm thinking because now multiply that by 7.
Right.
Now you're up there. You're what is that like 500, 400, $400 a week,
More.
450 I think.
Nope.
You said you
80
how would you say
times
80?
7. 80
87?
times 7 is 560
Yeah.
times 5.
No, 800.
That's 35.
Yeah.
So it's 595.
Yeah.
My math is fucking on point when I don't smoke weed, son.
That's a
I've
lot.
been doing a lot of calculus recently. Shout out.
Shout out to fucking whatever.
Shout out to my online teacher. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that runs you a lot, man.
It runs you deep, bro,
That's a
and,
lot.
and you really need that
Imagine that.
800 grand. You need to make money like a urologist. You know, a urologist at VGH makes like 900 grand
Yeah, yeah.
salary, and then you cut. It goes back to that
You're
taxation,
talking
right?
like, dude, this is like $2,500 a month.
Easy.
That's fucked.
Easy.
I mean, this is an exaggerated case.
You
like
need to make 10 grand, 12 grand a month
yeah,
after
yeah.
taxes to run that lifestyle.
it's fucked.
And that's not like, you know, you look at a guy in a Lambo and you're like, man, this guy's probably eating blah, 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 blah. That guy's probably making 10 grand a month, 12 grand a month from like a lawn company that he's running.
Yeah.
A fucking landscaping company that
Yeah.
he's running. And he is dropping like $1,000, $1,500 on food. Now, is he getting the best quality food all time? Fuck no.
Mhm.
But he's getting food outside
Yeah.
all the time.
Yeah.
So that aspect of that, it's still marginally better to feast on yourself because I spend about $100, $150 a week
Yep.
on buying groceries.
Okay.
And I get like 15 square meals out of that.
And so
And it's healthy because I pick it.
that's what's interesting because back there, at least, because my dad went through this actually. When my dad first left university and then started working for like whatever, like left his hometown. So
Right.
he went to like a mining town up north in the country.
Mhm.
First time living by himself and having
Where's he from?
from Peru. And
He went up in Peru.
Yeah, so he's from a city called Arequipa, which is kind of in the south.
Say that correctly, bro.
Arequipa.
Arequipa.
And then in the north is a place called Pisco,
Pisco.
also the name of a liquor. You can get.
Pisco.
Yeah, so there's a
Hey, papi, pour me some of that
He-
Pisco.
yeah, so he was in Pisco for a couple of years,
Yeah.
working in the mine, and that was the first time you had to like deal with living by yourself, food.
Does he have
everything.
COPD?
No.
I got a little bit of that when I was 18 when I went to Alberta.
That's fucked, yo.
I got a little bit. It's just off 6 months.
That's
I got a little bit of
'Cause,
COPD.
well, they're copper mines over there, right? So it's,
Oh,
a
okay,
bit
it's not
different.
that bad.
Yeah, it's a bit different. So you have to deal with everything you have to deal with when you fucking move out.
Yeah.
So then the easiest thing there, and this is
How old was he? Mid-twenties?
Mid-20s, I think. Yeah,
Yeah.
mid-20s. So, because over there, the university's 5 years, not 4. 5 minimum. Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you got to do a thesis there with your bachelor's.
Okay.
I think we still have that in like.
Change that up, Peru.
I know, right? No, but they have that in other countries too, from what I heard. I think
In
probably
Iran,
yeah, I
in
think they
Iran,
do.
you could be a GP in 6.5 years.
Yep, same deal over there. Yeah, yeah.
And the thing
And
is,
straight
in
out of high
6
school, right?
Straight out of high school.
Yeah, yeah.
You
same-
do a test.
Yep.
And you see it's an intelligence test,
basically, yeah.
and you see like it's basically like we go back to that thing of like who, in the 1800s and 1900s they were better, well-rounded.
Yeah.
So those people would score better. So then therefore they would
yeah,
have
yeah,
it better.
Fair.
My mom was from a small town of 30,000 people. She had 11 brothers and sisters.
Jeez.
Out of that 30,000, there's in that year,
Yeah.
there's only like 2 or maybe 2,500 people that get the number that she got.
Okay.
But there's like over 1 million people who are doing these tests
Fuck.
for the year.
Yeah.
So you have to understand what percentage
Yeah,
wise,
the percentile.
how
Gotcha.
elite you are.
Yeah.
Then imagine your beliefs
Mm-hmm.
make you in a way where you can't even live in that country anymore. You have to get out.
Yeah.
And then you lose all that.
Oh, right. Yeah. Because all you
you
worked
can't,
for
you
was
can't be a
in
doctor.
that
You
area.
can't be a doctor if you don't
Yeah,
know the
yeah.
language.
Yeah.
If you don't have the credentials,
Mhm.
Canada says, fuck you.
Yeah, basically.
And my mom was like, listen, I'll get a tutor. Challenge exam, all your shit.
Yeah.
And they still said no.
Mm-hmm.
Just imagine that.
Yeah.
It's crazy,
Yeah,
man.
that's crazy.
Even like your dad, I guarantee you some shit like this happened to him.
Similar, like it. The rules,
Probably not as much, but similar.
rules have changed now because my dad's like always kept in touch with like people who keep coming to the country to see like how things have changed. Like, yo, how much easier is it for you now to do this? It is a bit easier because back then it was fucked. It was like it was yeah. Anyway, so my dad's first time leaving, get to deal with all this shit. So over there in these mining towns, they have in Spanish, I know the name, I actually don't know what it's called in English, but they got these places called La Pensión. La Pensión is basically like it's like the local restaurant, but only for the workers almost, if that makes sense. It's like a low budget, cheap restaurant that's open all the time. And so these workers will go there and they'll eat literally breakfast, lunch, dinner. It's like if you worked in those really large like assembly line factories, they'll have like the cafeteria inside the actual building for the workers.
Yeah.
Kind of same, but for the whole town.
Yeah.
So the thing there is that at that point it's sustainable for the money. Like you can afford this.
Yeah.
Now the problem here is, and this is where it goes to what you're saying about buying 200 a week, but then you can choose the quality of foods. Although this is sustainable economically, quality is not that great. Like this will start affecting your body over time. And so my dad is actually still convinced that the problems that he has now when it comes to like
gastrointestinal.
yeah, basically everything is due to the years of abuse he put on his body by eating at these places all the time every day. So this is why now he eats like super clean, all that stuff.
Yeah.
But that's the other thing too, right? Because like even if you could eat out all the time, I think
You wouldn't want to.
yeah, there is a limit because
Yeah.
eventually it's like you said, you can't beat your mom's cooking.
No.
You know what she's putting in there.
No. Yeah.
You know she's not gonna fuck you up.
Nope.
But you don't know about the other people. They might
No,
fuck
they're
your shit
definitely
up,
fucking me up.
right?
Yeah.
So that's the other thing is that even if you could, probably wouldn't just because of these
I had
problems.
I bought McDonald's last night.
Yeah.
I'm not the type of I'm not a Karen, so I'm not gonna go back and complain.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you,
Pretty shit.
the Coke I bought.
Coke,
Hold on.
like the drink.
Just I bought a Big Mac meal.
Okay.
The Coca-Cola they gave to it
Mhm.
because it's from a fountain. So it's syruped,
Yep.
right?
Yes.
The syrup ended,
Ah,
so they just gave me a carbonated drink.
fuck.
The fries were cold,
Jesus.
and the bread was fucking. I took one bite out of it. I didn't even chew it.
Did you not go back? I would have gone back for that.
I just can't. You know why? Because those guys get paid like $15 an hour. I don't want to complain to them and make their day bad.
I wouldn't complain. I was just asking for another. Because like there's one thing of like but if the whole meal is trash,
Listen,
like, Jesus.
it's the $10 I paid for it.
I guess.
Suck my dick.
Sure.
But my point is like the quality of outside food. It's really not that good under $15. $15, $18.
Fair. Here,
Not
here,
here, not
Vancouver.
that good.
Yeah,
Not
no,
that
I agree.
good.
I agree. Sometimes
Uh,
you can get lucky. There's like some fucking random restaurant or diner that just started up. But
Yeah.
yeah, by and large, you're right. That really.
And
is.
that's unfortunate. That brings me up to the next thing I want to ask you. It's like, these things, are they in our hands or no?
What do you
like-
mean in our hands? Like, in our control?
How did you become a good person?
How did I become a good person?
Do you think it was because you picked to be a good person, or do you think it's because you were raised to be a good
It's
person?
a whole nature versus nurture discussion.
And that goes to my aspect of these guys, like we live, in a city where it's not really, there's not that much criminal activities going on here. It's more organized crime. It's behind, I mean, as a guy who, kind of used to be
Yeah, sure.
in the scene, it's more,
I think for me personally,
it's more behind locked doors type of thing.
yeah.
Whereas, if you go to bigger cities, it's opened up. There's gangbangs,
For me,
drive-bys.
personally speaking, a huge component of who I am today has been a result of my parents.
100%. So
For a lot of reasons.
So that comes up to the aspect of like, could you see yourself as a criminal in a different city with worse parents?
Oh, 100%.
So it's not
100%.
really you picking to be like a gang member. It's that you're just unfortunate in
Yeah.
your life.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
I think a lot of my early lifestyle
Mhm.
was based on that.
Yeah.
I also think, if I came from a rich family, I'd
Mhm.
be a different spoiled
Yeah.
something else. So there's aspects that you get from it and you don't. And that goes hand in hand with the girls that I'm into,
Interesting.
right? Like I've dated many rich girls
Was your dad around most of your life?
here and there,
Here and there?
here and there.
Okay.
I'd say most of my life, yeah. But
Mhm.
it was, I mean, dude, my dad, if you talk to my dad for 15 minutes, you understand why I'm the way I am.
Probably.
The guy is,
I think that's most of us.
the guy is, I mean, if I had to say the guy's a criminal, I wouldn't be wrong. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
sure.
Like he's corrupt, right?
Yeah,
His
okay.
mind is corrupt, and I could trace that back to his parents.
Mhm.
His dad, my dad's dad. This is not even that fucking long ago.
Yeah.
my
It's like,
dad's dad. My dad's dad died a few years ago.
Yeah.
All right. My dad's dad at the same fucking time. I remember this at like 5 years old.
Yeah.
I'd go to my dad's house, and he had 3 wives, same time,
like in the same house.
same house. Right? My dad was
Jesus.
the only child. So my dad had like 16 stepbrothers and sisters.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sure.
He was the last one from the last wife.
Youngest.
He's the youngest.
Wow.
So just imagine how much of a savage this guy had to be to fight over food, to fight over
Yeah.
respect, to
Yeah.
fight. His oldest brother was like 30 years older than him.
That's crazy.
So how do you don't even know that guy. That guy's a stranger to you.
That's basically like an uncle.
Not only that, but it's just like you have no reason to communicate with that guy.
Yeah.
And there's no fairness over there. There's no child services over there.
Yeah.
There's no thing. It's like if you're hungry, you're hungry. Go steal, bitch.
Yeah.
That's the lifestyle. So you think this guy's gonna be a good father?
Mhm.
No.
Mhm.
This guy, he's unfortunately fucked over.
Yeah.
Which is one of the reasons I firmly believe that from this point on, there should be an application for having kids.
Mhm.
And I think that there should be an intelligence test. I think there should be a financial proof that
Mhm.
you can actually take care of this kid for 18 years.
Yeah.
In the best case scenario. So if this kid wants to be a fucking surgeon, you have the money for that. If this kid wants to be a fucking construction laborer,
Mhm.
you have the money for
Yeah.
that. Like non-exclusively. Like anything. This kid could do anything, and you have the
Yeah.
money to.
Yeah.
I think that would bring down criminal activity.
Probably.
Now, fight against, the war on drugs is gonna bring out more criminal activity
Mhm,
because it's gonna take away fathers. It's gonna take away
This would be
grandpas,
like
take away uncles, take away sons from their mothers from fucking their sons, all that shit, because they, we used to steal food before we immigrated to Canada because we lived in Azerbaijan. We
right.
used to steal food and shit, and I used to steal it. I was a kid.
Mhm.
Nobody's gonna give me shit.
Yeah.
I used to steal bread. I used to steal fucking sugar, like sugar canes.
Yeah. Okay.
I used to run in the store, run out. Like legitimately, man. What kind of lifestyle you think I'm gonna have when I grow up?
Yeah.
If you're doing this at 9 years old, 8 years old, 7, 6, whatever the fuck,
Mhm.
you come here, you see that nobody's doing this.
Yeah.
Would you still do it? You're like, fuck yeah, I'll do it. I'll get ahead.
Mhm.
I'll get ahead.
Mhm.
So am I unfortunate, or did I pick this?
Yeah.
I think I'm actually the most. I feel like I was fortunate in order to understand this later on in life
Mhm.
and to be the person I am now. But initially, I think I was actually very unfortunate, along with a bunch of people that were even worse off than me.
Yeah.
Guys serving 3 life sentences, fucking 17 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunate.
Yeah.
Right? And, you know, when I, like, let's go back to the girls I'm into.
Yeah.
Right? So you look at a girl, right? What do you look for? Give me like 6 things.
6 things.
Give me 6 things while I spark this. Yo, you're in on this. This is not going to be like last week.
Well,
I
didn't
need you to
that,
do this.
man.
I need you to do this. I need you to do this. Look, swear to God, just fucking do this. But give me 5 hits.
I'm not gonna give you 5 hits.
3.
I'm gonna give you real hits, like I
Okay,
did last time.
3, but not 2. But give me 3.
Okay, fine.
Okay, I want you to do this. This form, please, please, please. For me, as a brother, do this. Like, look.
If you want me to do that for effect, I'll do it.
No, not for effect.
Because it is for effect.
No, but it actually, when you actually do it like that, instead of doing it, it doesn't hit you as hard. I
Okay.
guarantee it. I've done it all in all. I'm
Okay.
telling you.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead. What are you gonna say?
I don't even know what we were fucking
We're
saying.
talking about 6 things
Oh,
that you
6
look
things.
for.
And
And give me like 1
like,
to
not like
6
the
or
obvious,
6 to 1.
including the obvious ones.
Well, just give me aspects, right?
No,
You
like
don't need to go deep into it. You just give me some aspects of the 6 things that you look for, the most important 6 things, whether they're obvious or not. You know, obviously you want them to be a good person, but if you want to specify, go ahead and
Okay.
specify.
No. I mean, like girls like, oh, she's gotta be hot. Like, no shit.
No fucking
that's what
shit,
I'm
but
saying.
I'm
So
saying
we're not
like
including
characteristics, values,
sure, got
aspects,
damn, going deep.
different things.
Number 1, I think she has to be.
Has to be more interesting. I'll tell you this before you start. It'd be more interesting and specific.
Yeah, that's. I'll give you that.
Yeah, okay.
For starters, has to be smart. And
Smart what way?
There's
You
a
gotta
few,
give me this.
there's a few things into that. So one.
Because I'm smart, but I'm not like
No, you're a fucking idiot.
I'm
But-
not like I'm not like you know
I don't
marriage smart.
I know what you're talking about.
Different kind of smarts.
Yeah. No. So hold on. So there is, to a degree, she has to be actually like book smart, not like fucking.
Functionally,
Yeah. But
formally smart.
one of them is the book smart. So can't be a fucking idiot when it comes to things. So even if you're like sharp. If I keep bringing things up and you're like, I don't know what that is, well, it's like, well, what the fuck?
Well, then,
Like,
yeah.
Right?
All right.
So smart in terms of, like, yes, she needs to have something that she's passionate about,
Okay.
that she can talk with me about or anybody with enough passion. The other thing when it comes to smart is sharp in terms of, like, communicating. She needs to be sharp with her words. She needs to be able to, like,
This is the
Go-
most
go
important
back.
thing to you.
yeah, these are like 2 of the most important.
No, but this is the one thing.
Yeah, just like the smart, the
This
sharp.
This is the number one thing to you.
Yeah, it's good.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. I don't know.
Okay. No, but give me. Are you giving me
I'm
one?
not gonna.
two-
I'm not gonna give you a 1. I can't give you a 1.
Okay.
I'll
so
give
just
you, like-
top 6.
Yeah, I'll give you
Okay,
top 6. and
fair.
Even though top 6, I give you like top 3.
Fine. That's
Right.
fair.
Right.
Okay.
So she has to be sharp. So she has to
Okay.
be able to go back and forth with me, be able to shoot the shit kind of thing, like
Sharp.
yeah,
Hang with you. Yeah.
basically.
Okay.
So that the intelligence. She has to be. She has to have it in her to be caring. So what does that mean? That means
Nurturing.
yeah. I'm not saying that has to be her all the time,
Mm-hmm.
but she has to have that in her.
She can't be a brute.
If she can't put it aside,
You would hate my mom.
if she can't put herself beside herself for a bit to like do some shit for me when it's needed, that's a problem.
Okay, so she needs to cut corners for you a little bit.
Yeah, so like the
Okay.
same way that I would for her, I need to see that for
Okay.
myself.
You know what the interesting aspect of this before you go
Mm-hmm.
on is that you how everybody
Yeah.
thinks of this or sane people
Yeah,
like not insane people
sure.
because there's some insane people who's like I want him to be rich
Yeah, sure.
That's
Yeah,
insane.
yeah.
but is the aspect of what you can give her you
Mhm.
ask for that in return.
Yes, yeah, I have a lot of that. In
And I respect that
Yeah,
for
yeah.
you because if you told me some shit like you know she has to be a dime piece
me.
and I was like well what about you right? What about you? Right? So when you're saying stuff like this, I'm counteracting what you have.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm saying, okay, well this guy has that, so it makes sense.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Continue.
Yeah. Fuck, there was one more thing. That was funny though.
Sorry, bro.
No,
Sorry.
it's good.
I just thought it was good.
It is a good point. Basically, because all these
So
things.
you said that she has to be caring.
Yeah, be caring, smart, intelligent.
Smart,
Yeah,
sharp.
Sharp is the biggest one.
Yeah.
Like having a quick wit is huge for me. The main thing with the intelligence and sharpness, I can't get bored. I don't want to get bored of this person, right? And what will allow me to not be bored? Well, if I can fucking talk with them without wanting to like shoot myself in the face, that goes a long way. So being able to go back and forth with this person, and this person needs to also be wanting to learn just in general. I'm not saying like let's go back to school, but I'm saying let's talk about new things, see new things.
Yeah, learning is never it's never ending.
Talk to new people.
Right.
Just like be interested in life.
Don't be ignorant.
Be interested in life,
Yeah.
because that being interested in life allows you to do things that will never keep you bored.
It opened up doors, man.
Because it allows you to do that thing where you're like, hey, you want to try? Yeah, let's go. Okay, fuck, let's go do it. Let's go
Right.
try it. Let's go meet these new people.
I believe that, yeah.
That's huge, because otherwise,
What do you have?
You end up getting stuck, and you're like,
Yeah.
oh, what are we doing again tonight? Do you want to just like turn on the TV? It's like, well, what the fuck are we doing here? Are we just gonna like watch TV the rest of our lives and just like suck
Yeah,
life
it's
away?
worthless. Yeah,
Exactly. Right. So those things are huge, and then there's like other like smaller things, I guess, like similar interests. So yeah, I like to travel.
So you gave me 4 so far.
Yeah, I give you 4. Because I'm trying to think of like the big things. So those are like the main
The
ones.
bigger things.
Yeah.
What about her family? What about her?
Oh yeah, sorry.
Work. What about
when I meant like
her-
so caring would also lead into being family oriented.
I
and
could see that. Yeah.
Right? Because like I am, so
Makes
they
sense.
need to be. So,
Yeah.
but I'm flexible with that because I understand my situation is unique. I'm an only child. I'm an only child with very stable parents.
Right.
So I'm not saying that it has to be the same situation, but something where you at least
Stability is actually important. I
it
think.
is. But I will make some. I will be a bit flexible as long as there. When I say family oriented, you need to have something in your life that you care about that's family related.
Right.
So even if you were raised by a single mother, or if you lost your father, lost your mother, like even if that's not the perfect, that's okay, as long as you have some kind of family-oriented thing that you care about. So if you're telling me that you have 2 brothers and only a dad because your mom left you and you're fine, but if that shit is what matters to you and you care about them,
yeah.
that's good enough for me,
Okay.
because I have what I think looks great that I care about.
Right.
I'm not gonna put that on other people.
Okay.
Right. So if your situation looks different, but
Mhm.
the values are there, good enough. Religion is a tricky one
Mhm.
because
This was the one I wanted.
yeah, this is a
to talk
tricky one
about.
because I've told myself.
Here, hold on.
Yeah, sure.
Give me like I said. Hold that in there. All right, out the nose. All right, 2 more, baby. Out the nose. Give me one more fat one, dog. Fat one, obese. Attaboy.
Felt that one for sure. The last one.
Oh, I told you. The peak you thought it was 2, now it's 3, dog. You're PRing.
at
Now religion's gonna come up. This is gonna be interesting.
No, so well, Jesus, fucking hazy, man.
It's all good, baby.
It's gonna show up in the fucking feed. So
This is kosher, bro.
yeah, is it halal?
Of course.
Kosher. You're not even Jewish. What do you give a fuck?
I care.
You're not
I
even
care about-
ethnically Jewish.
This is Buddhist, all that.
Yeah,
Sikh,
sure.
Muslim, all that. Christian.
Religion is an interesting one because
Holy.
I've told myself that I'm open in a sense of yes, I understand how I was brought up, what I am now, and what I value and all that stuff, and I'm also not a typical Catholic. I'm Catholic in my own way, which some people will say is wrong, but I tell them fuck off. But at least I see that. But I've said to myself, yeah, sure, if she is not Catholic, that's fine as long as she's some kind of Christian. And then I've told myself, oh, even if they're atheist, honestly, truth be told, I don't know
How it would be.
I don't know what I will actually make room for unless I try it.
Do you care what your mom thinks or your dad thinks?
Yeah, very much so.
What if
To a
what
degree.
What if the girl's perfect but she's just atheist?
I've had that. Not perfect, but yeah, I've dated an atheist girl who I was in love with.
No. But she was in love with you, and you guys ended up getting married.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Only aspect is she didn't want to get married in the Catholic way. She just wanted to get married.
That's tricky. That might actually be a problem. So,
So you can find the perfect person.
I
Hold
think,
on. This is the question.
Sure.
You can find the perfect person,
Mhm.
and the way an event that you guys are both going into,
Mhm.
if it's not the way you want it to be,
Mhm.
would be a problem.
Yes and no. Also, you say perfect, but that person technically isn't perfect because if they were, then you know what I'm
But
saying.
perfect as in like everything else.
But yeah, so that's not perfect.
So it's just this one aspect.
Sure, which is perfection's a big deal.
Listen, I've had it where I'm that person and the other person is super Catholic, and I'll tell you right now,
let me answer the
I
question.
hated it. I hated it.
Let me answer the question. So, because first of all, I'm not super Catholic. Like I said, I'm Catholic in my own way. There's so many things about the religion.
You're New Age Catholic. I get it. It's New Age.
Not even that. I do it my own way. So that's up
fair,
to me, and no one can tell me otherwise because that's religion's to each
no,
person.
I mean
so,
everybody's
everyone can
their
fuck
own
off.
thing, right? Yeah.
I'll answer your question. So you said my way. You say my way, but at the end of the day, that whole thing and everything really with this person would be an our way situation. It's a together thing. It's not a one or to one.
For sure.
So when you have two opposing views on something, what does that mean? It means you make concessions. You can have some sort of compromise.
Okay.
So if in this situation, I'm obviously Catholic. My parents are. I want to do not right by them, but I want to do something by them by making some sort of ceremony in which I believe that they and my part of the family would enjoy.
Okay.
So that is a traditional wedding to a sense, church ceremony.
Mm-hmm.
If this other person was coming from a place where they were the complete opposite, where they're like, "Hey, honey, I'm really preferring we just do a low-key ceremony with my parents, your parents, family, whatever. I don't even want a ceremony really. This is just like." Because this is the thing. Is this person thinking that like religion is like a concept? It's kind of stupid, or are they down to get married?
It really doesn't matter. Really doesn't matter.
Because here's the thing.
Because you have to paint the plan towards all. You can't just paint the plan.
No, that's not true. Because if I'm dealing where like I'm on this side and the other person's on the other side, depending on how opposite that end is,
right,
the concession will be somewhere in the middle of that.
Gotcha.
So the person is like pretty close. They're like, yeah, okay, I'm flexible. We can do a ceremony. I just don't want to be super religious. But like, if we do a ceremony quickly and then, okay, fine, that's easy. But if the person's like, I don't believe in weddings. I don't believe in marriage.
No, that's not what they're saying.
That's
they're
a
just
problem.
saying, I don't want to go to a church and have some fucking child molester try to fucking marry us in.
Okay, sure. So
that's the aspect.
At that point,
it's the anti-religion, not the anti-fucking thing.
So one thing is non-religion, and one thing's anti-religion. So this person's anti-religious, or are they non-religious?
Okay. I'll put it in this way. If you guys have kids, she would say, I want our kids to grow regular, like with nothing, no idea of anything.
Okay, that's
in the perfect world. In the perfect world, homeschooled, for example, so that they don't have any exterior.
I would never be with this person, by the way.
No. Hold on. They're not saying this. They're just trying to. They're trying to purify their form, their point that they're trying to make of this specific form of idea to you. That's why they're giving you such a specific environment. Okay, but let's just say this: they would want the kids to grow up regular, with no idea of religion, and if they find religion to be helpful when they're older, when they actually understand it, then to go ahead with the religion.
Okay.
Or would you want your kids to start off?
This is now we didn't even now you're like switching topics.
No,
so
we're not. I'm not saying this specifically. What I'm saying is that they're not anti-religion.
Okay.
They just
so they're non-religious.
They're non-religious.
That's why I asked you: are they anti or are they just non-religious? If they're non-religious, yeah, then at that point the compromise is easier because, if we're getting together, before marriage, we're probably already just discussing what life would be like together.
Would you ever do a destination wedding with a priest? That'd be the compromise, I think.
No, I was going to say, okay, well, there's so many forms of compromise. I was going to say one of them is she's like, okay, we'll get married in a church because that's a one-time thing, but I'm not going to be doing all these other things with you. I'm not going to go to church with you every week. That's what I mean. So that's one form of compromise. She's like, well, it's a one-time thing, so fine.
So the place, the environment is actually very important to you from what it sounds
I'm not sure, man. Honestly, I have to think about that because it's like, let's say I have a discussion with my parents tomorrow. And they're like, you know what? We don't really give a fuck about the weddings. Just we can do it at the house. And we're like, well, okay, then.
So your aspect of this religion is not really based on you per se. It's based on your parents'
the wedding
acceptance.
The wedding.
The wedding.
You're talking about the weddings.
No, but that's what I mean. I mean, the wedding, the initial start into the marriage, is highly regarded by the acceptance of your parents.
The wedding in general. Forget about the religion. Just the wedding. Because what is a wedding? It's a celebration of a union.
Yeah, so introduction of the partnership. Yeah.
No, because what I mean is you could just get married and not have a
No, I
Yeah, that's
I,
what I'm
under,
saying, right?
I understand.
Because you
Yeah.
can just go to City
I-
Hall tomorrow.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah. No.
So when
I
it comes to like
understand.
the ceremony side of things, yeah,
Mhm.
because personally, I believe that you get married for you get married for yourself, but you're having the
Absolutely.
wedding for your parents. Have you
Absolutely.
ever heard of that before?
I've heard of that before.
Yeah.
I
So
don't, I'm not sure if I believe
don't
in that.
fully agree with that because obviously part of it's gonna be fucking me and this and my
Yeah,
wife.
Yeah.
But I think because I'm so family oriented,
Yeah.
a portion of the wedding for sure is for my parents.
Can I tell you why?
Tell me why. Which part that I
Why
value?
you're thinking? Why this is your value?
I just said that.
No, 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 no.
I said
The
because
cause-
because I'm so family oriented.
But do you know why? Do you know why you're family oriented?
There's a lot of reasons for
I'll
that.
tell you exactly why.
Okay, why?
Okay. Now this might not be the case.
Yeah,
Okay.
'cause I'm like,
But
for a sec.
mathematically,
So you're just gonna tell
hold
me.
on,
Okay,
hold
go
on. Mathematically is what I think. Okay. One, both your parents are still in your life. Your relationship with your parents are very stable. Okay. So your guys' understanding is very is much more straightforward because there's only one of you and two of them.
I could have told you that. That's what I believe.
No,
You
no,
could've
no.
just let me
Hold
said
on,
that.
Hold on.
Why are you telling me about me?
Hold on. Hold on.
What
Hold
the fuck?
on.
This is why we don't smoke weed, man.
But for me, completely opposite. One, I have a sister, right? I have
Yep.
other siblings, and I have my mom, and our family is, my mom's the only person, and I don't really have other family from back home here
Yep.
to kind of go over the same idea as having
Yeah, sure,
having
sure.
an aunt and having uncle
yeah,
is
yeah.
crucial. So for me, how I get married is I would never even ask my mom.
Yeah, probably.
You
But
see what I'm saying?
No, I'm not disagreeing with you, but what does that have to do with what we're talking about? Because I know that.
I just think that these choices we're making are just strictly not even choices. I just think that this is just the situation that we grew up in, and these choices are just the product of the situations we grew up in.
A huge part of it is
I think
like I said,
100%
that's
because
nature versus nurture.
I mean, dude, 100%. It's not even an aspect that I even doubt. Like I could probably guess some of these things that you said just from knowing you for such a short time. Like, I've known you for like 10 years or something, but I've really known you for like 3, 4, maybe 5.
Maybe probably less. Yeah, 3.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
like a good 2.
Yeah, sure.
All right?
Yeah.
So that's really interesting because like I always thought we had free will.
That's another. We're not getting into that one. We're too high
We're
for
not
this
getting
shit.
into
No. That one needs
All
to
right.
be like sober so you can actually like.
Yeah, it would
right.
make more sense.
Yeah, way more.
But yeah, you were saying so your parents and
Yeah, no. So I'm extremely family oriented. So and there's a lot of reasons for that that I'm aware of. But because of that, then yeah, a big portion of the wedding is for them. So if they tell me tomorrow, like, hey, we don't really give a shit, well, it's like, okay, well then we just totally reconsider how I'm gonna do this, right?
And have they said that have they kind of
No, we have no.
talk to you about, hey, like this is the type of wedding,
No.
like mothers do this a lot.
no,
Mothers
no,
do this,
no,
but do you know what I'm saying?
Yes, mothers do. My mother does not.
Okay.
So I think because I haven't been in that serious of a relationship where I'm looking to getting married, that shit hasn't come up. But it definitely, my mom has an opinion about what I do for everything.
Of
so
course.
And she's not shy about it, so she'll definitely let me know.
That's funny because mine's totally different. I would have to ask her.
Oh God, no way. Well, it depends.
I would have to ask her the thing. She would never tell me.
She doesn't
her
nag you.
opinion. Like
when you were younger in your house, she never nagged you at anything.
my mom, not.
Never
listen,
not.
Listen, my mom. I lived. You might not even be able to reconcile with this or
Believe
find
it?
or believe it.
Believe it.
I was so fearful of my parents because of getting hit. Okay, there was never a nag. It was an order, and if the order wasn't done, there was no second time.
Sure.
It was just once you don't do it, you get hit. It was no arguments. There was no revolting.
Yeah.
There was none of this. It was like you do it, like pick up this cup.
Yeah.
Come back. It's not pick up. I smash this on your head.
Yeah.
Next time you pick it up. That's how I grew up. So there was never the nagging.
Sure.
It was she would if she wanted to say her opinion, she would say a rule. She wouldn't say an opinion. There was no opinions until I was in an age where I had my own identity.
Yeah.
I didn't have an identity until I was like maybe 17, 18. it was never a choice. It was never like,
Yeah.
you know. So I think that's great that your mom gives you things, because I would have to ask my mom. Like now it's a different
Yeah, yeah.
relationship where it's like I'm not getting beat,
Yeah.
but it's also a relationship where I could say that like I would have to ask for her input. She just doesn't give input.
Yeah.
My mom is like a fucking like one of those Russians. Like if Fedor Emelianenko was a fucking like if my mom was a fighter, it'd be Fedor Emelianenko, because she
Yeah, yeah.
barely fucking talks.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, she barely says anything. If as I grow up, it's more and more. It's like she
Yeah,
doesn't say her opinion until I ask. I have to ask, otherwise it's like I have no input. I
Right.
could go 10 years and not know what the fuck my mom thinks about anything.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's not the case with me, right?
That's
So-
cool though.
So I definitely know that as soon as I get into like that serious of a relationship, my mom's gonna be telling you certain things about what she thinks about it. So that's gonna be when it gets there. I haven't had that yet because that hasn't happened.
Go ahead. Go
So
ahead.
yeah. But overall, yeah, that totally might change. I might just be like, well, don't need no wedding.
These are interesting facts, man, because I see these things in you. Sometimes I go over the same things that
Yeah.
I think, and I catch myself being hypocritical,
Mhm.
like super hypocritical,
Yeah.
and it's fucking hilarious because I'll start correcting myself. I'll start like overcorrecting,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
I'll be like, oh no, I can't go that much, and then it's
Right.
fucking hilarious because like in real life
Mhm.
I correct myself where like I went with like turbo slut,
Yeah.
and then I went with like a fucking medical student. Like
Yeah,
it
yeah.
was so
Yeah.
much, and then eventually you get to a middle point. I think over like dating and experiencing it, and then you get to a middle point where you're like, okay, well that's the gauge,
Yeah.
right? This and this, I'll give up this, but I'll gain this, blah
Right.
blah
Right.
blah. And I think that yours is a lot actually finer detailed than mine.
Mhm.
I wouldn't go that fucking deep.
Yeah.
But I would just say that like one of the things that's I think people think about a lot when they're younger, and they think, oh, it's not that important when they're older, but I think is actually a huge aspect is physical.
Yeah.
You have to be attracted
Yeah. Oh,
to them in their like
Definitely.
40s, 50s, 60s, cuz it's like if you're not like, and I know how I am.
Yeah.
You know, I would be super high fucking sex drive.
yeah.
So it's like it would have to be that's the case. Otherwise, it's like then I'm not attracted to you. Then
What
and
are we
then I'm
doing?
frustrated.
Yeah,
then,
yeah.
then what are we doing? So I think that that's something that you don't have as much as me, and that might be better off for you.
There is that for sure. I didn't want to be shallow at the beginning.
No, it's not shallow. It's honest, right? It's honest. Like I think that like obviously you got to be smart. Obviously you got to be able to
Yeah,
like
yeah,
hang
yeah.
with me. Obviously we got to be able to connect as far as like arguments, conversations,
course,
stuff
yeah,
like that.
yeah.
100%. This is that's pretty across the board. You just said it in a better way. Like you can talk
Yeah, yeah.
better than me, so
Yeah.
it's like you said it better. But another aspect I think to add to what you said
Mhm.
is the physical.
That's no-
100%.
For
And
me,
I think
that's a big one too for me.
because dude, if you get really fat after a kid,
Yeah.
all right, like let's say we have one kid, you get super fucking fat.
Mhm.
Okay, I'll pay for the fucking bills. I'll get you a personal trainer, but you gotta go there.
I'll do what it takes.
and do it, because it's like I'm doing all this work. At least
Yeah.
look semi decent,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
like
yeah.
we can move on from this.
Yeah.
Because like I don't want to be on the bedside because you got diabetes because you just kept eating.
Fuck's sake.
You know what I'm saying? There's a level to,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
same goes with me, man. Like,
Don't let me get fat.
dog, you think I'm not gonna wax into my 60s and shit? Of course I am. So I'm gonna get that balls and butt till I'm 73 and about to die. I'll actually put that shit on my
Ah,
will.
Jesus.
Wax the gooch, son. I want to be fresh. I want
I wanna be into the
to be
ground
fresh at the pearly gates, boy. You know what I'm saying? I want them when they
Oh
call
my
my
God.
name and shit. If there is,
You're gonna have the freshest gooch.
I want to have the freshest gooch. I want to be in a fucking tip-top 3-piece,
Yeah,
with a
yeah.
rose on my fucking thing.
Yeah,
Fuck
yeah.
the handkerchief. I want a rose dried up and shit. But yeah, man, I honestly believe the physical is something people don't want to really admit. Like
Yeah.
you just said, you're like, I don't want to be
Yeah, I
shallow.
don't start off with that, but
But-
it's there for sure.
I think that, society has made us think that we are really shallow
Mhm.
for being just men.
Sure.
I don't know what it's like to be a girl, so I don't know what girls are into.
Yeah.
So I can't say like, oh yeah, girls like this too. I don't know. Maybe they
Yeah.
are. Maybe
Yeah,
they're not.
yeah, yeah.
Maybe it's a spectrum. Who knows? But for men, I think at our age group, 100%. 100%. Unless she's your sugar mama and you're doing some fake shit. But if it's some true,
Yeah.
like something true you believe in and you're going to spend time and, money on,
Mhm.
then 100%, by no doubt of the imagination,
Yeah.
you have to be attractive. Otherwise, it's like, if your ass smells like fucking shit
Jesus.
whenever I'm eating you out, we got a problem here. You know what I'm saying? We got a problem here. There's a reason I shower 2 times, 3 times a day.
Yeah.
There's a reason to this. You go tanning, you do shit. There's a reason
It's
for
not for
it.
me.
It's just, you know what it is?
Yeah.
It's fucking respect.
Yeah. Yes, I like
It's
that.
respect.
I like
and
that.
this goes back to our initial
like that.
points. Full fucking circle here, boy. What do you think? Who do you think you fucking talking to, man? We know exactly what we're saying.
Who knew?
Full fucking circle with this joint. It's called Pink Lemonade. Contact your
Sponsored by-
neighborhood drug dealer. But yeah, man, I think that 100% it's just respect, because when I'm by myself,
Yeah.
that's one thing. But how you conduct yourself even when you're single
Mhm.
is going to completely reflect on who you are in a relationship.
It's true.
If you are fucking fat when you're single, sorry to fucking break it to you. 9 times out of 10, you're going to be fatter in a relationship. That's why you see dudes like 10 years after high school and shit. You're like, what happened to you? He's like, yeah, I got, I broke up with this chick and then I got fat. And then
Yeah.
it's like, man, get it together, bro. Get it together. Go to the gym.
Yeah.
Do some tests. It's okay. Get a hair transplant after if you get bald. Who cares? Just fucking do it, though. Don't sit around and just fucking moan about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And, I really think our parents try to really instill us not to be that way, because I think the newer generation is even more than the old generation. I think the newer generation is like, it's scary how much we think about how it's not just not about the sex, but it really fucking is, man. And it really fucking is. Because if we were in a place where we got into war and sex didn't matter,
Yeah.
I would understand, because that's how our parents were raised.
Right.
War-torn countries. But we are not.
Yeah.
We are living
We have it all available.
everything. I have everything I need. I could go to the gym. I could fucking do whatever. I could go shoot a gun. I could go fucking get the best food I want.
Yeah.
I could go win $1 million. I could go from being fucking absolutely fucking broke to absolutely fucking balling.
Yeah.
It's possibilities are out there.
Mhm.
You have opportunity, and that's why we're here.
Mhm.
Part of the opportunity is enjoying the physical aspect.
Okay.
The body candy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The body coke. The body crack. Whatever you're into.
Yeah,
the
yeah,
body
yeah.
weed.
Yeah.
It's that shit that I'm into. And I think that that's completely fucking fair. And I think with that, we're out of here, man. Any
Yeah.
last thoughts?
No, man, this is an interesting one. Hope our viewers like where we went with that, because we went a few places.
We went deeper than we thought, but I think we went politically perfect, because it's not
relevant.
something you can deny.
Mhm.
And I think it just speaks for itself.
Yeah, I think so too.
Another one, man.
Another one.
Peace.